Well, so listen, I just, all right, my camera wants me to rotate. We're going to rotate, baby. Rotate. Ro, rora, ro. Rotate. So unfortunately, my laptop refused. It just went, the screen went black. I tried to, do it yourself at home, but it couldn't work. So I took it to the professionals who unfortunately didn't fix it. So it's still there. So I just said, you know what? I did promise I was going to go make a video today. So we're live. We're live. We're live. Hello. I hope this goes well. Washed my hair today, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I was bored, so I did it just now. So that's why it's air drying. Hi, Stefan. Okay, so we're going to talk about what's been happening in the police scene. Okay, so we are going to first talk about Zambia. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to catch up. We're going to talk about everything. First of all, there is a city in the country called Zambia called, oh my God, what's it called? Chingola. Okay, so there've been murders happening in Chingola. There's just been unrest because people are very nervous. They're scared. People have been dying. Apparently, there's a group of people. I don't know if it's a group of people. There's a group of people. There's also, I don't know if it's one person or a group of people. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, so what's happening is these people are going around and throwing a certain gas in people's houses, and it's apparently knocking people out, and then thieves are stealing, and it's okay. There's just civil unrest. It's just horrible stuff happening. There's murders, there's break-ins, there's unrest in the city of Chingola. So naturally, people are nervous. They're scared. They're agitated. They're angry also because apparently to them, the people, it seems the police are not doing anything, and our police are not very reliable. Okay, so example given. A person called a radio station today. I was listening to a radio station today and said the police were called and they came 3 hours after they were called, and they came unprepared. That was not surprising. That was not shocking, which is in itself very disappointing. So you can understand why the people are also upset. The people of this particular city are upset. They're like, these guys, if you join the police service, your job, you literally swear to protect and serve the people. Okay, that's your job. That's literally your job, to serve and protect the people who are in need or people who are in trouble. That's your job. So now if they cannot trust you, if they cannot rely on you, what are they going to do? So the people started to protest. They're like, what's going on? We're not being told anything. What's going on? And this spokesperson, the police spokesperson, what's her name? I forget her name. Remind me her name. I've forgotten her name. Okay. She goes and says, first, she refused. The police refused that there was murders happening. They refused. They brushed that off. They were like, no, you're just trying to raise alarm. Nothing of this nature is happening. People were upset about that because they're like, we are leaving this. You're refusing something that we're leaving. You are invalidating what we're going through. What's wrong with you? So then, lo and behold, they came back and said, yes, murders are happening. This is happening. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, here's the thing. I do not believe in this ghost business. This, people have the right to believe what they want to believe in. However, I'm of the opinion that when you are in such an important role as a police service, suspicions and, all such things that should be left at the door of your house. Okay, you go in there logically and, think things through. The police guys, they were saying that these criminals are morphing, are shapeshifters. These criminals who are causing such civil unrest are shape-shifting. The police said we went to a house, and when we got to a house, there was somebody in the roof. So the police followed this person in the roof. And lo and behold, as they got into the roof, instead of a person, there was a cat. The criminal morphed into shape-shifted into a cat. This is the police speaking, by the way. Okay, it's like, now everybody's going crazy. They're like, oh my God, then now we have to pray. We have to pray these problems away. We have to pray these problems away. Like that ever worked. But that's another story for another day. Now, why am I so this is just one of the ridiculous stories that I'm just that what what is really going on? Like, what are you doing? Shapeshifters, really. I always get surprised though. Like, why is it that, in Africa we believe so much in witchcraft, but we're like the most poor continent. Like, we're the poorest of them all. Like, we're suffering. We're so poor. Like, if this shit is actually real, why are we so broke? Why are our children starving? Why does malaria kill us? Something is amiss here. Like, something's not adding up. They're like, oh yeah, you can be rich if you go to a witch doctor. And yet we're the poorest of them all. So we just end up killing people for nothing. Like, I don't understand it. Guys, it's not real. It's not true. There's absolutely no way a human being, will shapeshift into a freaking cat. The police should be ashamed of themselves. This woman comes on again on the radio. Well, not really on the radio, but she was interviewed by journalists. I heard it on the radio. And because the people of this certain town are upset that the police are not doing their job, they're busy being police, which is so sad. It's so sad that we don't trust the police. We don't rely on them. Like, everybody will look at you funny. Like, I'm going to the police. They'll be like, yeah. Because they're so useless. And this head of the police comes and says, no, so there should be no protests in this particular city of Chingola. If there are going to be protests, the police are going to, what word did she use? They're going to deal with you. She used a certain word. Brutally. I'm going to use the word brutally. They're going to brutally deal with you, because when I Googled because I didn't want to make a mistake, that word actually, it's just like, they are going to severely deal with you, It's just like, what's this say? If a person moves to a cat, arrest the goddamn cat, otherwise this is just like, I know, right? I know, Stefan. Like, if a person can shapeshift into a cat, you're like, this person shapeshifted into, arrest the cat! Arrest the freaking cat! Like, you literally saw the person morph into a cat. Arrest it. That is a criminal cat. Arrest that cat. It's so stupid. So she says that they're going to deal with any person who, because people are like so upset. They're like, you know what we're going to do? Every time somebody's murdered, we're going to bring the coffin. We're going to bring the coffin to the police station so that you see what we're going through, that we're not just making this shit up. And people are understandably upset. There's no way the police can be coming and telling me that we are failing to catch the thieves because they're shape-shifting into cats. They're shape-shifting into snakes and evading us. What kind of, how then, if you, the people I rely on, you, the people with firearms, you, the law, the representation, the physical representation of the law is telling me there's nothing you can do about it. How is that supposed to comfort me, the person who lives in this city where these things are happening? So the people are like, since you guys are not taking this seriously, we're going to come and protest at your gate. And she said, we're going to severely deal with you. We're going to brutally deal with you. Someone of you is going to lose their leg. She literally said that if people are angry and they're protesting that, and they go to protest to the police station or on the road or anywhere, they're going to be brutalized. That's what she said. She endorsed, she literally told her fellow police officers to go out there and beat the living shit out of people who are genuinely scared, who genuinely don't know what to do, because the people who they trust to protect them don't know what to do. So she says to her fellow police officers, she says, we're going to brutalize your citizen. You guys, the ones we're supposed to protect, we're not going to brutalize the criminals who are morphing, who are shape-shifting into cats. We're going to come and we're going to break your legs. And now you wonder why the people are even more upset, because everybody that called the radio station is very angry with her, is not happy with what she said, that particular thing she said, and also the morphing part. They're not happy with it. So it's very disappointing. It's very, very disappointing and disheartening to know that these are the caliber of people we have. Cowards. That's just what they are, cowards. So because you fail to do your job, the next thing you're going to do is now you're going to beat a person who doesn't know what to do, who are frustrated. Like they're protesting. And they have the right to. Because if you're not going to do anything about it, then what? You've given up. You're telling me that you can't catch these guys because, well, shapeshifters. Imagine if Ted Bundy, a ritual is something you do a certain way. Like if you do a certain thing a certain way, that's your little ritual, okay? You go to church, church is also, there's a ritual that happens at church, okay? You enter, you sing, you stand, you sit, you eat your whatever it is that the Catholic Church they will eat. Some will harm, some will, that's a ritual. Ted Bundy, because they're saying these are ritual killers, so they want to get some parts and stuff like that. There's a pattern to it, okay? If the Americans said, because Ted Bundy, they were like, it's a ritual killer. If a person morphs, what's it? Yeah, sad news coming out of Chingola. Yes, Mr. Chongo, it's very sad news coming out of Chingola, but the most frustrating part is the police. I'm very disappointed in the police. They're not giving confidence in the populace. They're not making the Chingola citizens feel safe. And now they're making the Chingola citizens people feel angry. Because there's no way you can tell me that if I come to protest to you to show you that what you're refusing is actually happening, that you're going to break my legs, that you've told your fellow police officers that if I come to complain to you, you should beat me, you should brutalize me murderously. It's just thugs. If they had the same energy with these cadres that we see roaming around, maybe we wouldn't have half the shit we're going through. But the police. It's very sad. Anyway, moving along. Let's talk about the march. Let's talk about the Women's March. So the Women's March happened, I do not subscribe to the white feminism in America. I don't know what those guys are about. They are just, in my opinion, the white feminism in America, they have everything. The white women in America seem to have everything. So now they don't have what to do, so they just get ridiculous. But feminism from most of these African countries, we are not even halfway there. Okay, so there's the Women's March. There is a Women's March that happened, and apparently there's this radio presenter by the name of Mutale Mwanza. Mutale Mwanza has seen a lot of drama. At one point, there was a video, there was an audio going on about whatever's going on, audio, okay. So there is this, because there's so much sexism and, I don't know, in the workplace. I've experienced that too, where I used to work, but she was, they were insinuating that the way she was doing her job, the way she does her job, and how she got there was because she slept her way to the top. And so she got on the radio and she spoke her mind and she said, you know what? I went to school, I have qualifications, and I did not get here through sex, like through having sex with people. And so do not reduce, she said, and I quote, do not reduce my qualifications to my vagina. Okay. So this was a few days before the Women's March. So of course I supported her. I was like, it's enough. You never see a man get accused of such things. You're like, oh, you slept with the boss. That's why you're here. We never hear it. It's just a woman. People seem to be scared of hardworking women. Another topic. I digress. So after it happened like that, the Women's March happened. Mutale Mwanza and her friends got T-shirts printed out saying, do not reduce my qualifications to my vagina. It happened. Just yesterday, I saw she posted on her Facebook an article that, talked about the Women's March, and mostly it was about her, in my opinion. I could be wrong. My interpretation of that, it's not Mutale Mwanza's fault that I'm interpreting that paper what was written in the paper, like the way I am. It's not her fault. How I choose to interpret it is my fault. So this is how I interpreted it. It was all about, oh my God, who's texting me? It was all about Mutale Mwanza, basically. Okay? I was like, oh, Mutale this, Mutale that. She did this, and she talked about sexism in the workplace and da, da, da. But the Women's March itself, when I saw some of the tweets that were coming from the actual organizers, they were talking about, it was mostly about rape, and because we saw a lot of that shit last year, guys. Like, we saw a lot of that shit happen last year. I know we're also going to see a lot of shit this year because women are. Anyway, I was just disappointed that at no point in time did Mutale Mwanza take the time to pass on the torch, because she was just invited to speak at this march. Okay, and it's like, you are a person of influence, so you are invited to speak. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, she doesn't have to take it. She should have explained to the journalists and given the torch to the actual people who were organizing it, and had them explain why they got her. Mutale is wrong for not correcting that article in the paper that's insinuating the Women's March was about her. And that's exactly, because when the march happened, many people are like, oh, it's about Mutale Mwanza, it's about Mutale Mwanza. Oh, I was like, no, it's not about her. But she didn't correct that. And the newspaper also, she didn't correct it. She actually shared it and was very excited. So if I'm on the outside looking in, if I didn't know what I know now, I probably would have thought this march was about Mutale Mwanza, and the fact that she said that women can be in a place of power without having, slept their way to the top. So I just feel like she should do the right thing and correct it, and get in touch with that journalist who wrote that article, so that that journalist can correct that and speak to the actual organizers of the march, because it took months. You just don't wake up and in 3 days decide to march and get that many people to march with you. I just think she should do the right thing. She should do the right thing and get up and have other people come, the ones who actually organize the show, the march, to come and speak and be interviewed, and they should tell us what this whole thing was about. I think she's just using this selfishly, in my opinion. But then again, she's a person who is in the public eye, so publicity. Anyway, guys, this is what I wanted to talk about, the Chingola people. Please do share this video. Thank you so much to the people who are watching right now. I am sorry that I couldn't do my editing properly. That's because, like I said earlier, my computer decided to say fuck you, and it's gone now. But hopefully I'll be able to fix it properly. If not, you'll be seeing me live. All right, also remember, if you want your intros done, like, there is a great producer. He produces great music. He does great intros. Like, he's done the intros that you see here on my channel. His name is Stefan. If you want something similar to what I have, or you would like your own flair to your channel, please get in contact with him, or go on my Instagram, or go on my Twitter. My Twitter is Mumsy. Go there and I will send you the link to the producer. Okay, he's really good. Like, I can vouch for him. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be, of course, watching the news, seeing how this Mutale Mwanza story unfolds, seeing how this whole Chingola story unfolds, and I will be here to update you and give you my unsolicited opinions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.